Hello.
Hey, Coda, how are you?
Hi. Hi, Kaitlynn. Hey there. Welcome to the workshop. Hey, Kaitlynn, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Feeling good. Sorry, I definitely got carried away setting up dinner.
It's okay. I tend to get sidetracked with that as well. So,
All right. So, let me going live on our Facebook, and then I'll get into starting.
okay.
All right. How are you today, Kaitlynn?
Not too bad. Checking along here at the centers. We made a bunch of art kits for the kids again today. So, just staying busy.
Oh, sounds cool. Nice. Right. Right, so I will almost done setting up the live. Then we wait a little bit. Let me promote really quick. We got the
Okay.
shop going. All right. Okay, so we're almost ready with the live.
Okay.
Give me a second. It's so slow. Okay, we are live now. So I'm going to go ahead and start. And first of all, we are going to be recording. Or hi, okay, first of all, hi everybody. My name is Coda, and I work with Chai. Let me put my video on. Oh, there we go. I work with Chai. We are a art, what's the word? We're a group, and we've been working on our eco, I forgot all of the words to everything today. This is our new workshop series, and it's focusing on environmental topics. And today we're going to be working with Kaitlynn Castaneda. And today we're going to be repurposing cereal boxes to make books, which you can use for as notebooks, as sketchbooks. I'll let Kaitlynn go more into that. I want you to know that we are recording this and we are live on Facebook, but should only show Kaitlynn. If you have any other like issues with being on the live or in the recording, just let us know. We are live on Facebook right now. And so for some reason it's showing me as pinned on the live, but we'll figure that out. So yeah, Serena was the only person who did sign up, but we will be recording this and putting it on our YouTube for other people to see. So if you're seeing this on the live right now, we will have this up for later. We still have kits, and if you want to get the kits at another time, because I think Catalyst is closed now, but we will still have them throughout the week. If you want these kits to make these books, we will have them, and then we'll have the video uploaded and you can follow along. So Kaitlynn, I'm gonna let you go ahead and introduce yourself and all that good stuff.
Sweet.
So
okay.
Kaitlynn.
Yeah, thank you. So my name is Kaitlynn Castaneda. I am the studio manager here at Tuliberg Press. Right now, I am located at our facility called The Right Place, which is downtown in Court Towers. So this project was kind of something that we did to kind of try. Oh, let me go get the book really quick that I initially were that this was kind of based on. So this is a fun project that we did. So this is what the book that we kind of modeled it after. This is a leather bound book that we got on Etsy, I believe. They're made in India. Every single one's done a little bit differently, but this one we thought was really cool. We really like the lacing. We really like the look of the book. So a fun, cheap, really easy way to break down books and to see how they're doing it is to make them out of just super simple material that you have, so you're not wasting leather, you're not wasting book board and whatnot. So tried out a cereal box, and this is kind of the prototype that I got. I think I made this one out of a wheat thins box. Really easy, but it just basically helps you to like get the structure down of the book before you actually start with expensive materials. So I say we shall just get into it. So yeah. So the first thing that we want to do is we're going to be taking our cereal boxes or cracker boxes, whatever you have available to you. And for this, we're going to be cutting them down to specific sizes. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to break our box apart. So you'll find the seam where it's glued together, and you want to just start peeling that apart. So you can break the top and bottom open so you can stick your hands through it. And we'll just break it down. And it's okay if one side gets a little tattered. We're going to be cutting this side off and this as well. So let me also adjust this so that way you guys can see my workstation too. All right, perfect. Okay, so once you have your box like this, what you want to do is you want to cut off pretty much all the tabs on top, the extra piece that you just tore apart. And you just want to be left with 3 sections of this book, or 3 sections of the box. So you'll start cutting off these tabs. You'll start cutting off, making it nice and even for you. Perfect. I love it. Mom's got scissors. That is also really easy and fun to do. frozen. Perfect. All right, so yeah, you guys will cut those tabs off too. All right, so once you're at this point, now what we're going to do is we're actually going to be cutting our box down to the height and to the width that we need. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be cutting our box this way, so that way we get the height of the book. And what you want to cut it down to is 7 1/4. So you can open your box up. You can take your ruler and you'll just want to mark 7 1/4.
Can we use these papers as a reference if we can't find our ruler right now?
Yeah, so that would be fine to do. You can definitely use your paper for the size of your book. It might be, yeah, that's actually perfect to do. Definitely do that.
Okay, thank you.
That was a little loud. What are you doing right now, Kaitlynn?
So what I'm doing right now is I'm marking my book. I think it might be kind of hard to see, but I'm going to be cutting off just a little bit. So I'm going to be cutting this down to be 7 1/4 tall. So the height of the book will be 7 1/4.
Good. Kind of looks like Karina might have frozen up for us.
I think she's been kind of going out, in and out.
Oh, I see now. Go back.
All right, so once you have it cut to 7, cut to your height size, you can do the same thing. If you take and fold your paper in half, we're now going to do the width of our book. So what I do is I kind of put this right in the crease, and where it sits, make a line, and then we're going to be cutting this off. So we'll do that on both sides of the book as well. So yeah, so your book should be 7 inches high, and then each one of these flaps on the side should be about 4.5 inches across. So that's not including the spine. So perfect. So we've cut our book to 7.25 inches tall, and then now we're cutting our just the sides of our book to be 4.5 inches from the tip of the spine to the tip of the end of the book. So how you guys can do that at home if you don't have a ruler is just take this, one of your sheets here, fold it in half, put it right up to the spine, and you should be able to measure it. So this is where my bend in my book is. I just cut it to fit the same size. So that way when you fold your book, all your signatures, that's what these are going to be called, kind of fit in line with it. So do you want me to show you again how to do that?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't catch that.
No, you're okay. So what I did is I took one of the sheets of paper that is going to be the outside covers of my pages, and I folded it in half.
So one of these.
And then once I did that, so flip your paper, yeah, that way. So fold it in half. Perfect. And then where your hinge of your book is, you'll take your paper and you'll put the back of it there. So it's flush with the line, fine. And then you'll mark, and then you'll cut all that extra off at the end.
Okay. We made it too big.
All right. So yeah, once you have your book cut down, then we're going to move on to our map. So all we're going to be doing for this is we'll be placing our book right in the center of it. You'll have a lot of excess on the outside, but that's okay. We're going to be folding it over and kind of doing our map that way. So you guys will need glue for this part. and definitely some heavy books to put on top of it once we're done gluing. So all right. So once you have your map out, you have your book. I like to start just with one side, so I will apply glue to one side of my book. So I just have glue on just one side here. I'll be putting that down, pushing it on, and then you could take a heavy book and set it on it for now. Serena.
Yeah.
So actually, this is kind of what it's going to look like for now. You guys cut out a section of it, huh?
Yeah, we cut it.
That's fine. Do you still have a big enough part of your map that you can reuse?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Okay, good. So you'll just kind of pick a spot like right in the middle. It's okay if there's a bunch of excess over it, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be folding it and kind of covering the whole book with it. So
Okay. We did it wrong, sister.
it's okay. I know the problems with Zoom and bookmaking are always a little bit of a challenge for people who have never done it. So it's okay. I totally understand it. All right. All right. So all I've done so far is just put glue on one side of the book, stuck that down kind of in the center of my map, and then I took and I folded my map to kind of fit my book. So that way when I glue the rest of it, it doesn't crease on me. That was definitely one problem that I had with the first book I made. It tends to crack and have all these raggedy edges. So gonna prevent that by doing it this way. All right. So once we kind of have our cover glued on, you should kind of have something like this. You can definitely let that dry a few minutes. All right, so once you have that glued down, you can set it under some books and set it aside for the time being while that the cover dries for a little bit. We can move on to sorting out our pages. So we're going to be taking the sheets of paper that came in your kit, and they should all be cut down for you. And what you want to do is put them into 5 piles of 10. And with every 10 sheets that you have, one of these colorful pages will go on top of that. And this will be one signature for you. And then all I'll do is kind of stagger them. So I have my 10 sheets, 10 sheets, 10 sheets, 10 sheets, all stacked together. And to the side, we'll be folding these in half in a little bit. So take your time with sorting them. It just gives more time for the book to dry. We will be gluing up a little bit more of it. So once we do that, then we'll actually fold our pages.
Kaitlynn, could you move the camera so we can see a little more what you're doing?
Yeah.
Thanks. So what is it you're doing right now?
So I'm just waiting for the girls to finish setting up, but essentially the next step, what we're going to be doing is with your cardboard, your box in the middle, all you want to do is you want to pull your map and crease along that edge. And you want to do that on both sides. Then you want to turn it and you want to do it on the top and the bottom of your book as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just creasing it. We're going to be folding these over and gluing in the middle. So that's just a nice precursor to it. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then once you have done that, you folded it on both sides. You folded it top and bottom. It makes a nice little square for you that you can then cut out. And this is going to make it easy for when the next step, which is called rounding the corners of our book. So, and I'm just cutting that little square out that it makes. And you want to do that on all four corners. All right. So this is what your map should look like once you've done that. And I can definitely go over how you do that again if you guys need it. So once you're at this point, what you want to do is then you want to apply glue to the sides. Side here. So apply some glue. And then you'll fold this over. Get it nice and flat, and then you can put some books on top of it to hold that down while you glue the other side. Hold that side down. Put it on top of that. All right, so this is kind of what it should look like once you start gluing it up. And then you'll do the same thing on the bottoms. You'll apply glue, top and bottom, and then you'll fold them and glue it down. So when your book is all done, you'll have this cool little map cover. So.
So Kaitlynn, how many of these books do you think you have made or have you made?
This would be my third one.
Nice. Have you used them?
I have not. The first one that I made was just kind of like a demo, just trying to figure this out, how I make them. I tend to make a lot of journals here, and we just don't use them, but we just kind of have that luxury of being able to make journals and kind of have the,
Nice.
the accessibility for it. But I have made a couple journals for my husband, and he definitely uses them. He loves them. So
Cool. What does he do with them?
he has used them for just personal notes that he's done. I think the first one that I made him, he actually used for D&D, so Dungeons and Dragons. And he did I think he used it as his like dungeon master guide. So he'd like write all his notes in it, write all his dungeon master things that he needed to.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I'm glad I've been able to have the privilege to learn bookbinding and different types of journal making. So I've never have to buy a journal again in my life.
Convenient.
All right. So some books on that. So once you have it all glued down, go ahead and put a couple books on it and set it to the side, and we'll come back to that. So now we'll come back to our stack of paper that we have. And for these, we just want to take our 10 sheets of paper, and we're just going to start folding them in half. And I like to do them one at a time just because that's the way I've been taught. And it really does make a difference with your book as far as the swell that comes on this side. If you fold them individually, you'll have less of a swell compared to just folding them in half and running your finger across them. So. And then all I'm doing is I'll fold one, stack it in the next one, and move on to the next. So you will be kind of putting these, stacking them inside one another. All right, so I have one signature made. We'll move to the next one. So I guess while we're folding paper and it's pretty quiet, I can talk about some things I do here at the center. I can talk about what Tuliberg Press does as a center. So for those of you who may not know who we are a literacy we're a literacy book art center in downtown Stockton. We tend to kind of do anything and everything that involves a book. We have letterpress printing classes, we do paper marbling, we do paper making. We've worked with community medical centers that we have a program going on right now where we offer people bring in an article of clothing that they've had experiences with, whether that be traumatic, whether that be traumatic or painful or some type of grieving process. We offer people to bring in an article of clothing that either belongs to them, something that they've taken through from that time period of their life, or if they have lost somebody like a grandmother or had a miscarriage or something happened, you can bring in an article of clothing from that person, and we will actually take that, pulp it down, make paper out of it, and then people can turn that into journals. So that's one fun project that we're doing right now. We do Zoom clubs every Tuesday and Thursday. We have a bunch of classes going on right now, and that you can definitely check out on our Facebook page and our Instagram page to see what we have available and what's going on here. We tend to do a bilingual storytelling every first Monday of the month, and that's hosted by Manuel Camacho, who's just a kind of big personality here in Stockton. I absolutely love that man. But yeah, we tend to do a lot of fun stuff here. Anything that involves the book we have taken on and tried at least at some point. So yeah, that's a little bit about us. We've been downtown at this location for about maybe 4 or 5 years. So relatively new, definitely within the community though. We've been trying to get ourselves out there, trying to get more people involved with writing and reading and doing fun book stuff. So I'm glad this is a fun little class that I could do with the Chai group. So
yeah, thank you. Thank you for telling us about Tuliberg. You guys have a whole lot of really cool things going on. And
yeah.
thank you for this workshop as well. I wish I had a kit. I wish I was prepared today.
Oh, it's okay. I feel like this week has been weird. Even though it's Monday, I'm like, oh man, just the month of April has been a little strange. So I get it.
Yeah, I'll just follow along another time because it would be really cool to do this one. I love the notebooks or the books that you guys make.
Yeah, we do some pretty cool fun stuff here. So, and you guys you especially, you'll definitely have the opportunity to come down and learn different things from us. So I'm excited. All right, so I'm almost done. I'm on my second to last signature, finishing up my few pages for my fourth one.
Do you like the repetitiveness of folding the papers, or do you find it tedious?
It really depends. On a short book like this, I find it fine. When I have to fold like hundreds of papers and for multiple times, that's when I tend to get really I dread it. But we do have a paper folding machine here that I just will typically run everything through so I don't have to sit and fold every single signature by hand.
Wow, it's very convenient.
It's very convenient. So yeah, during Christmas time, I had to do 15 Coptic journals, which is like just specific binding. And that was just like, that thing came in handy because I was like, I'm not sitting here and folding 60 pages for every book. That's insane.
Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, any type of book project I do, if I'm going to be doing it in mass quantity, I will get all my supplies set up first, kind of get all the tedious stuff done out of the way. And then I get to enjoy the actual like bookbinding part of like gluing up the cover that we did with our maps, doing that, and then actually sewing. So, and once that's done, it's just maybe about 15 minutes per book. So it's kind of insane how the prep definitely takes way more time. Right. All right, so once we have our pages or our signatures all folded and our book is rather dry, I'm gonna just clean this up a little bit while I'm waiting on the girls. Beautiful. Okay. So now I'm actually gonna send a picture in the chat really quick because we're going to be doing a little bit of sewing and there's kind of a pattern to it. So let me get the photo.
Do you want me to share the screen? Actually,
oh no, I took a picture of it, so I can just drop it in.
Okay, cool.
So I'm waiting for that to upload. Come back. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to start poking our holes in the spine of our book. And to do that, we are going to need a ruler. So I don't know if y'all have one, but so we want to mark. Sharpie is okay to use for this as well. So you want to go about an inch down. And I don't know if inside of the book is probably best to make marks on, so that way you don't see it on the outside. Let me move my screen down a little bit and get these out of the way. So about an inch down there. All right. So I don't know if I think you can kind of see it. So I measured an inch down and then I made my dots for where I'm going to hole punch, and they're about 1 centimeter apart. And I can always let me actually send that in the chat. So you're going to go 1 inch down. And then your holes are going to be spaced 1 inch apart. 1 centimeter apart, sorry. So I think once we get to the sewing, I might have you share my screen, Coda, and that's okay for right now. I don't need to show it right now, so.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so we're gonna start making our holes for a journal. So you wanna measure 1 inch down, and then you're gonna be making 5 dots across your spine, about 1 centimeter spaced apart. And then once you have that, I think I just noticed the flaw with hole punches in this. You can't get to what you need. Oh man. So I have this hole punch that I'll normally make. I don't know what we could use at home. If you guys have a screwdriver, that could work as well for making some small holes. So this is kind of what it'll look like once you're able to punch your holes. And then from those set of holes, you want to measure down 1 1/4. Sorry, 1 3/4. 1.75 inches. And you'll do that again. So this is kind of what it should look like once you start punching out the holes. So this is going to be where we're actually going to be stringing our signature pages in. So that's kind of what it will look like. So once you have it on the top, then you're going to flip your book over and do it on the bottom as well. And you'll just follow that same exact thing. So 1 inch from the top, or sorry, 1 inch from the bottom. And then you'll do 5 holes, 1 centimeter spaced out in between. All right, so this is what it should look like on the top and on the bottom. So you should have 10, 20 holes. Yeah, I think that's better. So I have holes on this side and I have holes on this side. Alrighty. So once you have the holes in your book, we're going to kind of be doing that same thing with our books or with our signatures. So what I like to do is I will line them up with the holes, and then I'll mark on my signature where I need a punch, and then I can take my hole punch after and punch those holes out. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 holes on your signature as well. And your signature, I specifically made it a little bit shorter than your book. So it is okay if it's more, if you have a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom. So I'll just take my Sharpie and just mark my holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you should have some little marks on your book. And then you know that's where you'll be hole punching, those little dots. And you want to do that with all of them. How you doing, Serena?
Sorry, it froze, so I lost you when you were lining the holes up.
You're fine. So did you get this part done? Did you get the holes in your book already?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So all I'm doing is I'm taking my signature and I'm lining it up kind of the best I can in the middle of my book, just by one of the holes, and then you're just going to mark where every hole is. So you know that's where you're going to punch out. And then I'll just take that. And I would do it on all your signatures and then punch them. So I got one. I'm going to do my next one. Two. So I have all my signatures marked. Now I'm going to be opening them flat and then punching where I have my holes. So this is kind of what it should look like, your signature. Alrighty. So once you have all your signatures punched, you have your book punched. We're going to get our string ready. So you have a really, really long one. That one's going to be the thread that kind of holds this book all together. And this we can put, this I'll show you how to put in last. We'll be punching a little hole on one of the sides, knotting it, and then you'll be able to twist it. So the two that we're going to be using are the shorter strings. So you should have one really long one and two shorter ones. So how we're going to do this is we're kind of going to start sewing on one signature at a time. So you'll take your book and you'll take your string And the first hole we're going to go into, actually, let me see if I can show you this. So this is kind of a pattern that I have for it. So almost like a braid, we're going to kind of be doing this very kind of intricate pattern on it, but it's going to be holding our book. So where we're going to start is we're going to be starting in the second hole of our book. So we're going to be going from the top in through the second hole. So we're going to be skipping our first one and going right into the second one. And one thing before we do start, go ahead and tie a knot, a double knot on one end of your string. So, and try to get it as close to the edge as you can. So where's my camera? Just like that. And you'll double knot that. So 2 times. There we go. So have your string. So this will be the end of your thread where you put that knot in. So we're going to be starting from the edge that doesn't have it. So go right into your signature on the top hole. Pull through. Oh, I didn't make my knot big enough. All right. Through the top hole. Your knot should stop you. All right. And we're going to go in through the second hole. So you're going to skip the first hole, go right into the second hole. And then you're going to go on the holes down below. You're going to go 1, 2, 3 into the fourth hole. And then you're going to put, now that you're back into the book, you're going to grab your fourth signature. So these are kind of every other one is different. So you can do these in however order you want. So I'm going to go into my fourth signature. And then you want to go, instead of going in the top hole, you're going to go right into the one right underneath it. So we're still just working on the top 2 holes for now. So you should kind of have the start of an X. Like that. And then once you're there, you're going to go working from the inside of your book. You should have 2 signatures. So one with the knot where you started, this new string that you put into your fourth signature. So you're going to go from the bottom and now you're going to go back into that top hole. So it'll look like that in signature 4. And you're going to go right out through the top hole of 4. She's kind of look like that. Then you're just going to go right down into the bottom of hole number 5. And you're going to put in your 5th signature. So that will go in the bottom. Hole is signature number 5. And same thing like we did in signature 4, we're going to go right into the hole right above it. And back out. Let's look. This is kind of what it should look like so far. So you have 2 half of X's. All right, then we're going to cut all the way over back into the 3rd bottom hole. So right there. And we're going to take our 3rd signature now. And same thing through the bottom of the signature and right through the top hole again. Just like that. All right, so from here, we're going to go into now the first 2 holes that we have. So this is going to be our last signature that we're sewing in. Into the bottom, up to the top. And then back out our spine. And into the last hole, which is back through our 2nd signature. And out through that last hole. And you can kind of tighten it all up if anything's kind of loose on you. Now's the time to do it before we secure anything. All right, and then you can double knot it. In my case, I had a triple knot it. And you can definitely pull on the laces to tighten up any loose strings you may have. So you'll just double knot. And you can cut the string. And that's kind of what it should look like on the outside. You'll have a bunch of little X's. And then now we're gonna flip it over and do the same thing on this side. So it should be a little easier now that we have our signatures slightly secured in with the top strings that we did. So same thing. We'll take our book and we'll go in through the top of signature 2. Oh, actually, should tie my knot in it. All right. And through that one. And then we'll go to signature 4. To the bottom hole, signature 4. Up through the top of signature 4. Then out the spine. Then down to 5, over to 5. Down to 5. Through the spine, through the signature, the bottom hole of the signature. And then out through the top of signature 5. Out through the spine. Down to the third signature. Into the spine, out through the bottom hole of signature 3. Spine. Bottom hole, signature 3. Out to the top of signature 3. Out through the spine. Down to the first signature. Out through signature 1, through the bottom, then through the top, out through the spine, and then back into the final hole, which would be the last mark of signature 2. That and same thing, pull on your laces, tighten up your book, pull, and now you can double knot. All right. So this is what your book should look like so far. The last and final thing we have to do is just attach this string. So all we're going to do is we'll just take our hole punch. I would go in as far as you can with your hole punch and just make a hole on the front cover. And then same thing like we did with our other string. You can knot it at one end and be able to do that, but I think I might do it a little different. I think I'm going to do kind of a loop over. Perfect. So now you have these strings that can go around and hold your book together. You can tie them, kind of keep your book shut. Cute little bow on the side. You can cut them down or leave them long. That is it.
Oh, that's super cool.
So it's all done. Wow, that took a lot less time than I thought.
A lot less time?
Yeah. I think I had this scheduled to 8:30 and I was just like, man, all that gluing, all the cutting, it's going to take a while. But that actually was like way faster than I thought. So heck yeah, I'm proud of myself for that.
Nice. Maybe you just have it down, you're pro.
Maybe that's probably it at this point. It did take me a while to do it the first couple times because it was like, I don't know, the binding, the stringing, lacing up part is always kind of like, what? But I didn't learn how to braid until I was an adult. So that's also probably a weird thing of mine. So
That's so funny.
Yeah.
All right. If we want to wait a little bit till Serena gets her to spin.
Yeah. And if there's any questions, I can definitely answer.
Yes.
Very cute. Oh my God, Serena's looks good.
You're gonna kill me, but I did it totally different. So on the braiding part.
No, that's fine. Let me see what you did. Oh, that's perfectly fine on how to do too.
Yeah, because I couldn't get the hole punches to come down far enough, and I just didn't like how it looked.
No, I think that that's like a good way to do it. I think that is called oh, I can't remember the binding techniques for it, but yes, it's just a different type of thing, but it works equally as well. So I kind of like that. I think it looks adorable.
Nice. So yeah, if Serena has any questions, then she can ask. And if you want to wrap it up and say thank you, let me know when you're done, and then I'll do a wrap up.
Yeah, tight. All right, Serena, did you have any questions for me, or everything was pretty straightforward?
No, it was fun. I can't wait to try again without the
Awesome. So yeah, that is the end of the class. Thank you so much to Chai, and thank you for Coda. Thank you to Coda for modern. I can't think of the word, but yeah, thank you for being here, and thank you for moderating. That's it. That's the word. Thank you for moderating the class, and I enjoyed this. So thank you.
Thank you so much for this time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here, Serena.
Yeah, thank you, Serena. Thank you, Kaitlynn, so much for the workshop. We'll be uploading this soon. So Serena, if you want to see it again, we'll have it on our YouTube soon. And that's all. Thank you, guys. Check out our future workshops for Chai coming up. We have, I'm not sure which ones are coming soon, but we have one posted on our Instagram, and it's for a tea panel. So if you want to learn about making tea, that's going to be really cool. But I guess that's all. Thank you so much, everyone who's participating, and for Kaitlynn, and I'm going to go ahead and end it there. All right. Thank you, guys. Bye.